Ernie, we're so glad you could be with us here today. Thank you so much for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. I've got Colt out here on Miss Purina today, and we're going to share with your viewers a very simple exercise that we use on a daily basis, whether we're working horses that are green or we're working horses that are more advanced. This is something that we do in the beginning just to get their bodies warmed up, their muscles warmed up, their minds warmed up, make sure they're on the same page we are, and just make sure these horses are soft for us before we get started working on very much. Colt, if you want to go ahead and slip out here in front of me and get started, I'll tell Ernie's viewers what we're going to be looking at. So again, this is a really simple exercise, Ernie. It's not going to look like much, but I'm going to talk you guys through it so you can see what all Colt's working on. So he rolled his horse up to a trot. He's working on some lateral bend here. He's going to try to make as uniform of a circle as he can. And what he's doing with his reins specifically, Ernie, is he's asking this mare to bend her body to the left, but if you'll watch, he will not hold that rein. He will not hold that mare's head over there. He's going to ask her to bring her head over, and then he's going to turn loose when she gets soft. He's going to do that until that horse's head will start to stay over in that position a little bit more. Now, we don't mind if she moves her head a little bit, but we don't want her head to go all the way back straight. Okay, so think of it this way. When he picks that rein up, and that mare, if she wants to get her head back straight, as her head is falling back straight, Colt's simply going to slide right back down that rein and pick that rein back up and say, no, I'd like you to stay over here. What he's trying to get across to this mare is, could it be more your responsibility to keep your head over here versus just us hold it with the reins? Now, by him rolling this mare up to a trot, Ernie, he's challenging this mare to turn loose of a little bit more of the brace in her body. That extra forward motion by moving from the walk to the trot. We do a lot of this at a walk, but when we roll up to a trot, that extra forward motion gives us more opportunity to get more brace worked out of that horse. That's starting to look pretty good there, Colt. So your viewers here, Ernie, are starting to see this mare think about keeping that head over there a little bit more. So if she wasn't soft in his hands, this circle wouldn't be very uniform. She'd be dropping her shoulders, she'd be drifting out, her head would be coming up. You'll notice that even when he just picks up the inside rein, he's also getting some vertical as well as some lateral bend in this horse. How's she feel to you there, Colt?
She feels really good.
Feels really good? All right, when she gets on around there towards the camera, go ahead and switch to the other side. So he's going to stay at a trot. He's just going to roll right on to the other side. Right there as he come around, that mare still had her head over here to the left, which was really nice. That's all we're asking for. We want these horses to start thinking about putting out some effort and us not having to hold their head somewhere all the time. But in order to do that, we've got to practice some of these exercises, Ernie, with enough repetition that these horses start to get the idea. Now, I mentioned that we use this exercise on green horses and more advanced horses. On my green horse, maybe I don't stay in this circle at a trot for a full 5 or 6 or maybe even longer, 7, 8, 9 minutes. I might just be in it for a minute or two, and then I'd go off somewhere, maybe rest, and then come back to it. This mare's further along, so I can let Colt stay there for quite a while, but it's really encouraging to see how fluid she stays at a trot, how willing she is to keep trotting. He's not having to keep speeding her up from the walk. He's got his rhythm flowing with this horse, and she just stays right there at a trot. She's willing to maintain that. Good job. See her head starting to stay there a little bit, bud?
Yeah.
Nice job. Again, Colt's out here trying to get this mare to think about putting out some more effort. He's trying to drill with enough repetition that this mare will start to get the idea. And he's just going to stay here for a little bit and see if he can't get this mare to really stay with him there. So then when we go on and we're starting to work on our lead departures or our flying lead changes, it's amazing to see the difference when we've got our horse in this frame of mind just from a simple little exercise like this. All right, one more time. When you get back to the camera, let's roll around to the other side. That looks really good. Nice job. So he turned loose of his right rein, and as he slid down the left rein to change directions back to the left, that mare's head was still over here to the right where he had left it. That's all we're trying to accomplish. You can go ahead and come to a stop right there, Colt. Very nice, very nice. It doesn't look like much. Again, it's a very simple exercise, but I promise you, if you're sitting on a horse that has brace in their body and you try to trot a uniform circle for that long, asking for that lateral and vertical bend like Colt was right there, you're going to find so many places where that brace in that horse's body is not only going to cause the head to come up, but it's going to want to tend to slow or stop the feet. Colt, that was a great job. Ernie, thank you so much for letting us be a part of Better Horses TV. If your viewers would like to find out any information about what we do, our clinics, our horses for sale, or even our merchandise for sale, they can go to kerrycoon.com. Thank you again, Ernie.